For years now, trafficking in persons business in Uganda has increased with fruitless remedy for responsible authorities to stop the vice. According to 2018 Trafficking in Persons report by the U.S. Embassy in Uganda, Government of Uganda identified at least 276 victims in 2017. 82 were children and 134 adults were victims of forced labor, whereas 2 children and 38 adults were victims of sex trafficking. This hurting situation has triggered a lot of concerns from the civil society and ordinary Ugandans.
In fact, the problem is complex, that so many actors have to come together, each of them who can contribute everything possible, because it has so many facets. There is poverty, there is greed, and there is also the loss of conscience.
But for one to become a trafficker or to engage in the business, it takes one to first put off the human, and the percentage to that I could attribute is 99.9% to engage in the business, because it's a dehumanizing act.
The coalition of stakeholders to fight trafficking in persons, organized by the Catholic Sisters of the Association of Religions in Uganda in partnership with the African Faith and Justice Network AFJN, organized a forum to bring together stakeholders to strategize and work out a comprehensive solution to prevent human trafficking in Uganda.
The workshop we are having today is one of the responses to the directives by the major superiors on people's conditions at the grassroots. ARU, in collaboration with Africa Faith Justice Network, based in the US, has organized this workshop to form a coalition of stakeholders to look into the challenges of human trafficking and other challenges facing humanity.
We have been getting reports from the grassroots, but we have also been laying strategies, because when something happens, it's not easy just to jump in and join the fight without laying strategy.
Research will lead us into evidence-based planning.
This problem has escalated, affecting families throughout the country. Some girls are sold off in open local markets. Some are abused, while others have died in foreign countries. But what could be the major cause of the problem?
There is a lot of unemployment. There is a lot of underemployment. Today it is survival for the fittest. Certain opportunities have come, therefore technical know-how. All this is contributing to this. And then moral decadence.
We are trying to, removing children from the streets. We are trying to give money to the youth. Such kind of actions must first be rooted in knowing the root cause and going down to the root cause to resolve it. Because if you remove children from the streets, tomorrow they will come back, because the villages are full of children.
There's a general system failure. There is lack of political will. And then in the families, there's the moral decay. Humanity has fallen short of the glory of God. You know, according to creation, we are made in the image and likeness of God, but we have failed to be any closer to God.
We need to go back to our tradition of Ubuntu, humanity, collective responsibility. When I was 13 and I would pass a village, anybody concerned would correct me and say, "You girl, why are you here walking when it is at night?" But now in most of the villages, a girl who is 8-9 years old is at the trading center with a circuit at midnight. And we say that is okay because she's not my daughter. I think we need to go back to the roots of the African ways of socialization. That you are because I am, since we are, therefore you are. Okay? Honor, human identity is priceless. A human being is a gift. You didn't buy this child. God gave it as a gift. Now, you have pushed this child. She has grown up to 13 years old. Now you are going to sell.
These are some of the street children trafficked from Karamoja region to Kampala streets. But who receives them here and who protects them? Government has secured plans to return them, but this is raising concerns about the resettlement exercise, which they say requires sensitization of their parents and to provide income activities for the children to settle.
But have they prepared the homes to receive them? What chased them out of their homes may still exist there. What are they doing alongside ferrying them back? That's why I think also government should open its eyes to channel such a kind of resources to the right people who can do something on the ground.
Shafra Nabachibi is a victim of human trafficking. In tears, she gives a touching testimony of what she went through.
Nangamba, gwe oli black monkey, you can do everything in the house. Yes. I was ironing the Sheila of my boss because she was going for a wedding. And the flat iron, yaringeyo chani and boy. Nekaja. Then najikwata najiteka wano, even the sky is now vain. Then after she burnt me here on my side, that is how my Sheilas felt when it was being burnt.
Nabachibi now calls on the government of Uganda to stop human trafficking and rise up to save those still suffering in this modern slavery.
What I'm asking for, at least the government should stop sending girls out to go and work as housemates in any Arab country. Because many, they die, and the embassies, they don't help at all. I sat at the embassy for 2 days. They were telling me, you go back, because we are not the one who brought you here. So the government just has to help us. We girls, we suffer a lot. There are those who die and don't come back. They bury them in the sun. Please, just help the girls who are out there.
With this, the stakeholders of the coalition say action must take place against trafficking in human in order to transform the society.
Let the foreign embassies have them. And let the sisters, the nuns, follow this prayer. I also propose let the statement be given to the Episcopal Conference.
Yes. It is not the time to lament. No. We have heard. Haven't you heard? Yes. So what are you waiting to ask? That is what you're asking yourselves, okay? Mm-hmm. We've heard the message. We've heard it on news. We've heard it everywhere. The problem with us Ugandans is that we have a feeling, but we are not convicted to act. And the moment you are not convicted to act, you are as useless as those people who are not here, or as useless as those people who hear God's message and don't practice what the Bible says.
The other challenge is the agencies involved in modern trafficking in persons in Uganda that have continued to carry on the exercise without restriction from government. The coalition is concerned about such agencies, posing a question: who owns these agencies?
And if who is involved? We had Parliament is already, if they are making policies, are they strengthening traffickers or are weakening traffickers? If there are companies that are registered, they claim to be registered. We have cases of people who have gone through registered companies, which is okay. They have gone out, but when they get problems and they come back or they call upon them, are they helped?
The concerned ministries are fully aware of the action.
We call on for a national prayer because it's a collective responsibility to fight the vice.
Many people seem to be going in for money instead of considering one another as brother and sister, as son and daughter of God, as fellow human beings in this planet Earth.
The coalition also wants the policymakers to explain why Uganda's policies on such matters are silent, which has led to the increase of the trafficking problem in the country.
Indeed, Uganda have the perfect laws and policies to be implemented. But unfortunately, the implementation is the biggest problem. Having a good law and people being behind the law, not having integrity, brings a big challenge.
Statistics at the Ministry of Internal Affairs confirm that the number of trafficking cases reported every year is on the increase, and yet there are many cases in the community that are not registered.
For example, in 2017, the Crime Statistics Annual Report indicated that around 350 Ugandans were trafficked. Now, these 350 are those people who are registered. What about those who are not registered?
The meeting was intended to bring together stakeholders to forge ways of mitigating human trafficking in Uganda. This is believed that when they come together, they will all feel the pinch of human trafficking and then take action to combat it.